If you've been following along on my channel, you'll know that my family and I just recently went on a Disney World trip. We actually left the day after Thanksgiving and went the first week of December. All of my vlogs are now fully out, and I just wanted to kind of go over a trip, and I also just kind of wanted to touch on my plans for 2026. But if you did happen to just stumble upon this video and we haven't met yet, my name is Allison, and here at Main Street Mommy, I like to make all different types of Disney World content. So if you like to watch anything about Disney World, you're in the right place, and definitely hit that red subscribe button, and let's get into the rest of the video. So like I mentioned, we were in Disney World for the first week of December in 2025, and this was my family's first time ever going to Disney World during Christmas. So this was such a big trip for us. My parents actually came along too. If you watch the vlogs, you'll probably see little bits of them here and there, but yeah, those are my parents. So they came along with us. It was me, my husband, my two kids, and my parents. And we stayed at Wilderness Lodge, which we absolutely loved. My parents actually stayed off property at their timeshare, but my husband and my kids and I, we stayed at Wilderness Lodge, and I'm actually going to do a full Wilderness Lodge review video. So if you are considering staying at Disney World in Wilderness Lodge with your family and you're wondering if it's a good fit for you, definitely keep your eye out for that video. That will be coming up soon within the next few weeks. So we did have a water view room at Wilderness Lodge, and we were there for 7 nights and 8 days, all at Wilderness Lodge. So we had this water view room. It was a wonderful room. There was a little bit of construction still going on, but it really did not interfere with our time there at all. It was absolutely beautiful as always. Being there with the Christmas tree was just amazing. All of the Christmas decorations and everything that had to go along with it is just so great. And that boat access to Magic Kingdom, I love it so much. It's going to be very hard for me to go to Disney World in the future and not stay at Wilderness Lodge, but there are some other resorts that I really want to check out. But that just goes to show how much we absolutely love Wilderness Lodge. It was such an amazing time spent there. So we were there, like I said, for 7 days, or 7 nights and 8 days. 2 of those days were our travel days, of course, and then we spent 4 days at the parks, 1 park per day, and then we had 2 rest days. So our first day after our travel day was a full-on rest day. We went and explored Art of Animation. If you want to check out that video, you can go ahead. I'm going to link all my vlogs down below in case you hear something that you're interested in seeing. We went to Cape May Cafe for breakfast with Minnie's Breakfast Bash. Went and checked out Art of Animation, all the studios, all these statues. We had so much fun that day. That was such a great first day. And I will always recommend to people to, especially if you are coming in to Walt Disney World the day before, and whether it's late or you're tired, or I like planning a rest day the day after travel day. It gives you just a little bit of time to catch up on sleep, so you're just not so tired on your first day. But after that, the second day, we went to Magic Kingdom. And we did go on a party day. Now, this is not the first time that we've gone on a party day before, but it is the first time that we went on a party day when we didn't have Park Hopper. And I'm actually going to make another full video about how I feel about going to Magic Kingdom on a party day. So many people, like all these influencers, talk it up and say how great it is. Some of it's great and some of it's not. And I really want to go more into why it's not. So keep your eye out for that video as well, especially if you plan on going in 2026 in the fall and holiday season. I do want to talk a little bit about that, so keep your eye out for that video if that's something that you would be interested in as well. So the day after Magic Kingdom, we went to Hollywood Studios, and let me just backtrack a minute, because if you watched my Hollywood Studios vlog, in the beginning I talked about how the fire alarm went off at 3 o'clock in the morning that morning. That wasn't the first time that the fire alarm had gone off at Wilderness Lodge. It actually also went off the day after we got there on that Saturday. That time was at like 7:30 in the morning, so it wasn't in the middle of the night. You know, it was still a nuisance. I mean, I was this close to getting in the shower, which would have been very interesting. Luckily, I wasn't. But that happened. And then 2 days later, it happened again in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock in the morning. So that was interesting. Obviously, that did not affect our trip at all. I mean, by the end of the trip, my husband and I honestly forgot about the fire alarms. Like, that's how great our trip was, that it really didn't interfere so much with it. But that is something that happened and can happen at any resort, any hotel that you stay at, anywhere. That can happen. It did seem like Wilderness Lodge was having a little bit of trouble with their alarm system, because from what I heard, it continued doing that later on, like weeks after and things like that. So that is rare, but it can happen no matter what resort you're staying at. But definitely don't let that deter you from staying at a Disney World resort, because that really can happen anywhere that you're staying. So that kind of affected our day at Hollywood Studios. We had already planned on having a half day there. Our family isn't really big Hollywood Studios people. I'm hoping that the new animation area that's coming in will kind of make it a little bit more appealing for us, but we had already planned on it being a half day. So thankfully the alarm was for that day, and we already had, that planned. And after that, we went to Scat Cat's Cafe for some beignets over at Port Orleans French Quarter. And then we did some shopping at Disney Springs, called it an early night because we were woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning that morning. But our day was great. It wound up being really good. Go ahead and watch that vlog if you're interested in any of that. And then after the Hollywood Studios day, we actually had our second rest day, which if you were following along with our vlogs, you might have noticed that there was no second rest day video. That is because we had breakfast over at Kona Cafe at the Polynesian, which we absolutely loved. But after that, we just kind of like did nothing. My husband and I actually went to a DVC tour over at the Contemporary, and my kids were with my parents back at Wilderness Lodge, and they were just kind of doing their own thing. They were doing crafts and arcade and stuff like that, but obviously I didn't get footage of any of that stuff. And by the time my husband and I were done with the tour, we came back and we all just decided, you know what, like, let's just have like an actual real rest day. We stayed at Wilderness Lodge, ate at Wilderness Lodge. There was not much going on to be filmed. So I am going to do a Kona Cafe restaurant review just so that I can talk about that, because we absolutely loved Kona Cafe. So keep your eye out for that video as well if that is something that you're thinking about maybe trying out. So that one's going to be coming up as well. And then after that rest day, we had 2 back-to-back parks again. We went to Epcot, and that was a full day. We started at 9 a.m. and ended after the fireworks. The kids did absolutely great. I was so proud of them. There were no meltdowns. There was nothing. Everyone did so well that day. And it was so much fun. And honestly, like, we still felt like we didn't see everything that we wanted to see, even though we were there all day. I mean, that's how much stuff there is to do at Epcot. Last time we went, like I said, we had Park Hopper, so it just made it a little bit easier to like just go back and try this one thing. Festival of the Holidays was great. We absolutely loved it. But I mean, that also kind of plays in when there's a festival going on and you're only there for one day. It does make it kind of hard to see everything. It makes it kind of hard to focus on the festival, but then you're missing out on the rides, and then you're missing out on everything the countries have to offer outside of the festivals. So it does make it hard to only go one day at Epcot. So we're going to switch things up the next time we go, and I'll tell you guys about that on our next trip when we do go back. And our last park day was at Animal Kingdom. We spent a big chunk of time there, actually. I guess we showed up a little bit late. We showed up around like between 10 and 11 and stayed until park closing. We had a lot of fun there. All of the Christmas stuff at Animal Kingdom was really, really fun. The Merry Menagerie little puppet animals were so cute. The tree of Life show at night was beautiful. We ate at Yak and Yeti, which was delicious. So we really had such a good time there as well. And then we have our 2 travel days. The way that I like to plan our Disney World trips is to spend as much time as possible in Disney World. So our flight was early. We got in around, actually it got delayed. It was originally a 6 a.m. flight, but it got delayed to like 7:30. So we got in around 10:30. I'm from New York, so our flight is about 3 hours. So we got in at 10:30. We were in Wilderness Lodge probably around 11:30. I was really hoping to get breakfast with the early flight, but that didn't work out. So, but that was, so we were there just around lunchtime. So that was really nice to have pretty much that full day. And then on the way home, we had a really late, like 8 p.m. flight. So that allowed us to kind of like really have another full day in Disney World. So that is what we like to do. So when I say that we have, 8 days and 7 nights, I mean, we really did have 8 days in Disney World. It wasn't like we had to wake up at 6 a.m. on travel day and leave, or we didn't get in until 8 o'clock at night and that was our travel day. We had really 8 almost full days. So that was really nice. So I highly recommend doing that if it's possible. Yes, you have to wake up super early, and yes, you're going to get home really late, but I honestly think it is so worth it just to get in as much as you can, especially if you can't get there very often, like my family. So that is what we like to do. We like to, just take as much time as possible in Disney World. So all in all, we had a fantastic trip. It was so great. We cannot wait to go back. Unfortunately, I am not the type of content creator that is constantly going to Disney World. That is just not where our family is financially right now. I know a lot of you can relate to that. I wish I could go a lot more, but I honestly cannot tell you when the next time we're going to be going is, because we are actually, this is where my plans for 2026 come into play. We are actually fixing up our house because we are looking to move. So this is going to take up a lot of our time, energy, and money. If any of you have ever fixed up a house by yourselves, you know how much time and money it takes to do that. And our house has a lot of stuff that needs to get done, and we really want to focus our time and money on that this year in 2026. So if you've watched my videos before, you know that I already don't go to Disney World more than about once a year. So I don't know if we're going to get there in 2026. I'm hoping early 2027 maybe, but I honestly don't know. It's really just going to have to play it by ear, see how the house renovation stuff comes along, and hopefully I can get there, as soon as possible, really. But I do have a lot of videos planned for this coming year. I've already got my content calendar filled up for the next few months, and I also wanted to have you guys comment down below, and if you have any type of videos that you really want to see some information on, like, oh man, I really wish I could find a video about this, let me know down in the comments, because if I can make a video about something that you're really looking for, I will do that. Obviously if I can't, because I can't get to Disney World or whatever, I'll let you know and I'll kind of put it on the back burner. But please let me know if there is anything that you are really looking for, if you're planning a trip and would really like some information about a certain thing in the planning process or whatever it is. Let me know down in the comments, and if I can make a video about it, I will. I do have a ton of stuff coming up as well, and also in that. So definitely let me know down in the comments if there's anything that you have a question on, if maybe I should do a Q&A type video where you just kind of have a question that you want to know, and if enough people ask, I'll make a Q&A video. So yeah, I mean, I have a lot of stuff planned. I would love to get to Disney World as soon as possible. For those of you who have subscribed because you liked my packing videos or my vlogs, or anything to do with going to Disney World, don't give up on me. I really hope you stick around and check out all of the videos that I have planned, and hopefully you like them. And I will get back to Disney World eventually and do all those packing and all those types of videos. So definitely subscribe, and I hope to hear from you in the comments. And until next time.